Hi, welcome to another video of You Can Do STEM. You probably know me by now. My name is Carlos Pérez. I am at the University of Minnesota doing an MD PhD. And this video is going to talk about how I got to where I am right now. So I guess I will explain first where I am at, right? And then we will discuss the steps to know how I got into where I am at. So I'm an MD PhD student at the University of Minnesota. So that means that I have to do 2 years of medical school, the first 2 years, and then 4 years of graduate school. So that's where I'm going to do my thesis research, and then 2 years of medical school, the last 2 years of medical schools, which will be the clinical rotations. That's a traditional MD PhD. There are different variations. If you look at different institutions, they will have different lengths for their PhD components. Some programs have 3 years, others have 4 years. But you can take anywhere from 3 to 5 years, and of course the medical school is most of the time standard 4 year. And as you can tell, it's a pretty long program, but the positive thing about it is that you're going to get 2 degrees, an MD and a PhD, and hopefully you will be able to use those 2 training skill sets to better merge the biomedical research component with the clinical research component. So basically what you're going to be doing is that you're going to be becoming a translator between what is the scientists individuals and the physicians, because believe it or not, there is not a lot of communication sometimes between research and scientists, or sorry, between researchers and physicians. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And as I said, I'm in the University of Minnesota, which is a pretty cool place, but pretty fun to live in. So I'm originally from Puerto Rico, and I did everything there. I lived there until I was 22 years old, 21 years old. I moved here for the MD PhD, so I went straight from undergrad to the MD PhD. But guess I will start with high school. A lot of people are doing research now in high school, and I want to say I never did research in high school. I never did anything related to science in high school except for going to my classes, the chemistry and biology classes and the physics classes. So I guess that you don't need to do research in high school. So if you're not doing research in high school and you feel like you want to do research at some point, don't feel worried about that. There's going to be plenty of more opportunities to do research if you just want to enjoy high school, which is kind of what I did. I just took it pretty easy in high school. And yeah, so I didn't do anything research oriented in high school. I guess what happened is that I got interested in some of the classes, in some of the topics that were discussed in biology, such as the metabolism topics and the cell biology topics. So I think that that's what inspired me to get a biology degree. So then after graduating from high school, I went to the University of Puerto Rico, Calle, and that's where really the research interest sparked into me, the biomedical research interest. And I became aware of the biomedical research that you can do in your careers. So I started as part of the Research Initiative for Scientific Enhancement Program, or RISE. This is an NIH-sponsored program, and that allows you to do some classes before actually going into your semester, your first semester as an undergrad. And I did take the biology class before getting the general biology class before going into full blast undergrad. And what is really cool about the RISE program is that it provided us the opportunity to learn how to do certain techniques in biomedical research, such as Western blot, QRT-PCR, and a lot of nonsense names that they have been naming these techniques over the years. But they are pretty cool techniques. They allow you to understand better the biology that happens in a cell. So yeah, I got to learn that in there in the rice program, and that really got me interested in doing more research as part of my undergraduate. So I applied to several summer research internships, and I want to bring this point out that summer research internships are incredible tools to better get a grasp of what is to do biomedical research in a laboratory. So I went to the University of Colorado, Denver. I did breast cancer research with Jennifer Ricker. That's where I became interested in breast cancer research. And in fact, I'm doing breast cancer research right now. So I kind of like stuck with that, stay with that path. And then after that, I decided to join a lab in computational pharmacology back at the University of Puerto Rico when I went back there for continuing my undergraduate. And I really enjoyed my time in that laboratory. My mentor was an incredible person and was really supportive. He was amazing, and he's probably one of the reasons why I really decided to do the combined degree of the research and physician degrees. So then after that, I did other summer internships, mostly related to endocrinology and breast cancer in other institutions. I went to the University of Virginia, but I always stayed doing research with the people at the University of Puerto Rico as well when I went back there, and had a lot of fun there, I have to say. And then I think in my third year of the University of College, I was reading a book called The Language of Life. This is a book that is authored by the director of the NIH. His name is Francis Collins. You can read this book. I think it's a pretty great book, and that really inspired me to become more aware of what is to be a physician. So I started shadowing some physicians, and I really, really enjoy my time shadowing the physicians as well. And I was like, well, I like research. I think I can do a PhD, but I also like the clinical component. And I think it will be nice to have that component as part of my professional career. So that's when I started looking at MD PhD programs. So kind of late, I decided to take the MCAT. So for MD PhD programs, you take the MCAT. I took the MCAT, and then I decided to apply to several institutions in the United States and Puerto Rico, and I picked the University of Minnesota mainly because of their commitment to support you throughout the 8 years. And since it's a lot of time of training, then I was like, well, I better pick a program that really supports me throughout my training. So yeah, that's actually how I got to where I am. There has been a lot of really good moments and some bad moments as well. So there has been a lot of um, success, but also a lot of frustrations. And I think that part of your PhD and part of your medical school too, you will become aware that um, there's a lot that you have to learn about how to face failure, and how you actually can take that as an opportunity to probably work into uh, raising yourself up and trying to improve yourself um, in a way. So yeah, and so right now I'm in my third year of PhD, and hopefully I will do one more year of grad school, and then after that I will go back to medical school. And then for ND PhDs, you need to do a residency. So after you're done with both degrees, then you go to do your residency. I'm interested in general surgery, so but many people do other residency, internal medicine, pathology, and that usually takes around 3 to 6, 7, 8 years as well. So that's a total of 8 years on top of that if you want to do a really long residency program. But it's worth it, right? I think that what you are going to do as a physician scientist is a very unique thing, and there's not a lot of physician scientists that are minorities. or from underrepresented groups in science. So I think it is very important to really try to diversify this community. So if you have any questions about my path, just feel free to email me or contact me. I think I will be able to put my email address in the description, so I will do that, and please do not hesitate to contact me. And thank you, and remember that you can do STEM.